Welcome to Atomic English. Today, we are diving into one of the most important tech documents of the year, the 2025 AI Index Report from Stanford University. It gives us this incredible, detailed picture of just how fast artificial intelligence is growing and, more importantly, how it's already changing our world. The report's co-directors kick things off with this really powerful statement, and honestly, it just perfectly captures the main idea. AI has officially moved out of the realm of what if and into the reality of what is. What used to feel like science fiction is now part of our daily lives, and the choices we're making about it today, well, they're going to shape our future, all of our futures. All right, so first up, let's look at the engine that's driving all this change, the technology itself. In this section, we're going to explore the absolutely incredible advancements that have made AI so powerful, especially over the last year. Now, before we get into the really cool data, we need to understand a key term: benchmark. The easiest way to think about it is like an exam, but for an AI. It's a standardized test that lets researchers measure how good different AI models are at certain tasks so they can compare them fairly. It's how we know who's at the top of the class. And check this out. The speed of AI's learning curve is just staggering. On a really tough coding test called SWE Bench, the very best AI in 2023 could only solve about 4% of the problems. Okay, not bad. But just 1 year later, that number skyrocketed to nearly 72%. I mean, that is a mind-blowing leap in problem-solving ability in such a short time. Okay, so it's not all sunshine and roses. This incredible progress, it doesn't come for free. Building these super powerful AI models has some pretty significant downsides, both financially and for our environment. First, let's just talk about the money. The financial cost is, well, it's astonishing. To train just one of these top-tier AI models, the report estimates it cost around $170 million. That's a number that's hard to even wrap your head around, and it means that only a handful of the absolute wealthiest companies in the world can even afford to compete at this level. And the cost isn't just in dollars, it's also environmental. Training that exact same model produced nearly 9,000 tons of carbon emissions. To put that into perspective for you, that's the same amount of carbon that almost 500 average Americans produce in an entire year. So this technological race, it has a very real-world environmental footprint. So we've seen the incredible power and the huge cost of this technology. Now let's get to the really interesting part. How is it actually being used? AI is already making a massive impact on critical fields like science, our jobs, and even the way we learn. This is where it gets really cool. AI isn't just some abstract idea anymore. It's becoming a real tool for major scientific breakthroughs. You've got systems like AlphaFold predicting the shape of proteins, which is absolutely essential for creating new medicines. It's helping us discover new materials, predict wildfires with better accuracy, and even map the human brain in unbelievable detail. And if you need any more proof of just how significant this is, get this. In 2024, research powered by AI was recognized with not one, but two separate Nobel Prizes, one in chemistry and another in physics. I mean, that is literally the highest honor in science. It's a huge deal. AI's impact is also being felt in the workplace, but maybe not in the way you'd think. What's really interesting is that recent studies show this clear pattern. While AI tools help pretty much everyone get more done, they often give the biggest boost to less experienced employees. It's actually helping them catch up to their high-performing colleagues, kind of leveling the playing field. AI is also making its way into our schools, and it's uncovered a really interesting challenge. The vast majority of teachers in the US, we're talking over 80%, they believe that students need to be learning about AI. So what's the problem? Well, less than half of those same teachers feel like they actually have the training to teach it. That's a huge educational gap. So, this rapid integration of AI into every part of our lives brings us to our next critical topic. With all this power and all this influence, you have to ask, what are the risks? This section explores the challenges of AI and the urgent need to build some guardrails to make sure it's used responsibly. And the term for this whole effort is responsible AI, or RAI. It's a pretty broad concept, but the core idea is simple. We have to build and use AI in a way that is ethical and safe. That means designing systems to be fair, to be transparent about how they work, secure from misuse, and ultimately accountable for their actions. But boy, achieving responsible AI is incredibly difficult, especially when it comes to bias. Look at this example. A model might be smart enough to refuse an obviously biased instruction, but then you give it a much more subtle prompt, and that same model can reveal this deep-seated bias, associating men with office work and women with weddings. It just goes to show how dangerous assumptions can be hidden deep inside these systems. And listen, these are not just theoretical problems happening in a lab somewhere. The number of real-world AI incidents is growing, and it's growing fast. According to the AI Incidents Database, reported problems, everything from deepfakes to dangerous system failures, jumped by over 56% in just the last year. And one of the biggest risks right now is misinformation. Here is a perfect and pretty scary example from a recent election in South Africa. This image of a badly damaged road, it looks real, right? Well, it's not. It was completely generated by AI, and it was then spread all over social media to attack a political party and try to influence voters. So these risks are real, they're growing, and they're forcing governments all over the world to act. In our final section, we're going to look at how society is trying, and I mean really trying, to create some rules to manage this powerful new technology. In the United States, a lot of the action against things like deepfakes is happening at the state level. And you can see here, what started as just a trickle of new laws back in 2019 has pretty much turned into a flood. There's been a massive acceleration of new anti-deepfake laws just in the past year alone. Meanwhile, over in Europe, the EU has taken a much broader approach with its huge AI Act. This is the world's first ever comprehensive law for regulating AI. It creates a system based on risk. It completely bans applications that it considers an unacceptable risk, like government social scoring, and then it places really strict rules on high-risk systems, like those used in healthcare or hiring. So this brings us to our conclusion. When you put it all together, the 2025 AI Index Report makes one thing crystal clear. We are at a crossroads. We're seeing this explosion of technological capability, but at the exact time, we're just beginning to wrestle with the enormous societal questions this technology creates. And it all boils down to this core dilemma. On one side, you have this unprecedented acceleration. AI is transforming entire industries, and the potential rewards are immense. But on the other side, we have these really urgent questions. How do we manage the risks? How do we make sure it's fair and safe? And what rules should even govern this stuff? And that leaves us with this final, and I think most essential question. This isn't just a technical problem for scientists and engineers to figure out. As AI becomes this fundamental part of our world, we all have a stake in the outcome. So the question for all of us, for you, for me, is what kind of future do we want to build with it? Thanks for watching Atomic English. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment to practice your English. Don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you next time.